Hi Capricorn, welcome to Magpie Moonchild. My name is Kayleigh. This is a full moon in Pisces reading for you. Wow. Something's not paying, you're not getting dividends from something you think you've invested into, and now it's judgment time. It's like wake up call, now or never. Whether you're making a decision whether to stick or not. My head just got stuck in the cards then, I'm really sorry. Yeah, this is a full moon in Pisces read. So it's looking at the energies coming into the reading, what you need to release, and then the outcomes of that. I feel like you're really annoyed, Capricorn. Like you're really fed up with some sort of situation. It's really not what you thought it would be, or somebody's not acknowledging what you've done for them. And you're just like, yeah, whatever, I'm just done with you. But I don't think you are done with them. That's the problem. I think you are getting to that point where you are like, chuck it in the fuck it bucket and move on sort of attitude. Fuck them then. If they don't want to recognise me, then I'll just walk away. I think they've already walked away from you though for some reason. I don't know why I'm getting that. Anyway, as with any tarot reading, please do not give up your free will, your power to a tarot reading. You're an adult. You can make decisions and accept the consequences of those decisions. For any major life decision, tarot related, for the cause or otherwise, please always get the relevant legal, medical, business, financial, professional advice where required. Yeah, anything else is down below to do with what deck I'm using, or aspects of your birth chart, all that sort of thing. It's all down below in the description box. I'm getting this really like, oh, God, really kind of attitude from you, Capricorn. I've got a feeling this is like the 20th video you clicked on and nothing's telling you what you want to hear. Not necessarily 20th, but you've clicked on a few. This could be to do with a child. Exasperated with a child. You keep giving and giving and giving to them and they're not giving back. Something stuck in the throat. Something stuck in the throat. It's to do with unconditional love. There's some element to do with unconditional love where the issue's coming from. You may think you love them unconditionally, but I don't think you do. I think there are conditions attached to how you love them, Capricorn. And that's where the issues are coming from. I think there have been conditions on your love. Or they feel there's been conditions for your love to be given. Where there shouldn't be. There shouldn't be conditions. If it's to do with a child, you should love them unconditionally regardless. And I think you say you do, but your actions speak otherwise. And I think that's where the issues have come from. So you feel like you're giving and giving and giving, and I think sometimes you even chuck materialistic things at them, like, well, I always got you the newest bike. I always got you this. You always had this XYZ. I always bought. I used to buy you trainers, Adidas trainers, or I used to buy you, I don't know, the rollerblades that you wanted. You always had everything you wanted, and it's like, I always have, and I think they're in a position where they're like, yeah, I always have what I wanted, or I had most of the things I wanted. What I didn't have was what I needed. I needed a parent that loved me unconditionally. Sorry, I'm just going to change position to sit. I just feel like they feel like they had to earn your love. When it came to love, I think it's almost like you confuse what you bought them for what they wanted to feel loved and know that you had their back and you were proud of them no matter what. And I think pride only ever got expressed either a reward. It could be as simple as, like, if you were proud of them, you'd buy them sweets. You go, you did well in your test, we'll get you some sweets. Not, oh my god, I'm so proud of you, well done. It didn't need the sweets, it didn't need the material reward. What it needed was a parent to be genuinely proud and express that to them. And I think that's had a knock-on effect through the years. I think maybe they just felt like love was withheld and you use stuff instead of emotions to show them that you cared. Anyway, what is the energy of Capricorn coming into this read, please? What is the energy of Capricorn coming into this read? Four of Wands, stable home environment. That's good. So it's good that the home environment is secure, steady. You're making progress along your path, your chosen path. It's like the stop. Some people say the Four of Wands is like the marriage card. There's no marriage, and it's celebrating how far you've come. In this card, there's no marriage or whatever. To me, this is a stop in the road to reflect and celebrate how far you've come so far, and taking a moment to take stock. Oh, look, I've come that far. Now, where is it I want to go from here? Bearing in mind there could be obstacles along the way to have to deal with. You've also had the King of Swords come out, so it's making logical decisions. You're really good at making logical decisions, Capricorn. You're quite determined and driven. You don't let emotions move you forward on your path forward. I think you've literally got this path in your head, in your mind, decided on. And as a result, you are now looking forward. Where is it I want to go? What is it I want to achieve? Without being too emotional about it. You're being quite logistical, tactical about where it is you want to go, what it is you want to achieve. I'm getting scheming, but that's more Knight of Swords to me, your page, but there's some sort of scheme, and you're keeping an eye. You're stalking someone to see what the next move is. You're monitoring a situation. Not in a stalky way, but like a observational way. This person could be a water sign that you're watching, by the way. Yeah, literally, you're taking the steps you need to get what it is you want. You're being unemotional about it, though. That's the thing. It is literally cunning. You're not taking any emotions into account. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Let's see. What does Capricorn need to release? What does Capricorn need to surrender or release with this full moon? What does Capricorn need to release with this full moon? What does Capricorn need to release with this full moon? Death. I'm getting that you don't like change, Capricorn. You do not like change. You need to release. It's like you're preventing change. Literally, trying to stop death in its tracks is like, it's fruitless. That's not a joke, because it's based on the end of something, the death of something. It's what no longer serves you falls away in order to open up and release and nourish it's autumn going into winter. It's where everything dies down and mulches and then goes back into the ground, ready to feed spring coming forward. And it's like you're trying to fight that process. You're like, I don't want it to end. I don't want it to change. I don't want to transform. I don't want it. And you have to release the fact that you cannot control change. You cannot control the changes that are coming in. You kind of have to ride with it and go with it, because all you're doing is causing more trauma to yourself. This could involve a Scorpio. It's like you've got to this place on your path and you're going, I like where I am right now. I don't want to go any further forward. I don't want to go any forward. Like, he's stuck his swords in the ground. I don't want to go any further forward. I'm done. This is where I am. Oh, I can see you over there. Look, you're trying to create a disturbance in my force, so to speak. There's a disturbance in the force, and I can see you there. And it's like, where you were, it was really healing for you. It was really comfortable. You got to this place where you were comfortable. You were in your stride. You were confident. Done. I've made my mark. This is where I am. And this change is coming in, and it could be a Scorpio. I said it was a water sign. A Scorpio coming in, tearing up and making changes that you're not really happy about. You're not really very happy about that, are you? It has upset you and unsettled you. There's not a lot you can really do about this change though, Cap. It's just... you're trying to be all clever about it and avoid it. It's the darker side that's coming out of you though, Capricorn. It's that darker, I need to succeed, I want to win. It's that stubbornness that's coming through. I want it my way, and it's not. You can't control this change, and I know you get angry when it's not the way you want it to be. Is there anything to add to this surrendering? The world. Yeah, the world is, see, it's the end of a cycle. It's the completion of a cycle. You are literally trying to stop a inevitable change happening. Whatever this cushy little number is, it's inevitable. It's going to change, possibly end if you keep fighting it. If this is a relationship, a stable relationship that you're in, and you sense that something's off, you're trying to control it too much. There are no emotions involved here, by the way. This is you wanting it a certain way and controlling that situation. And that's what you're doing. You're trying, and then this change is coming about. It could be literally the end of the relationship, because you've got that controlling with it to keep the status quo, that they're just like, let's try and change it, talk about it, and then you've gone, I don't want to do this change, and they've gone, right, fuck it, it's over then. It's over. They wanted it to change. They wanted it to change. It needed to change to stay healthy. Whatever this is, it needed to change to stay healthy. And because you've gone on and on and on, trying to control it, trying to prevent it, trying to make it happy for you, keep you in your status quo, you've brought about the death of it. And this is Saturn, so it's restrictive. Saturn is the restrictive planet. It puts limitations on everything. It's much harder to be. It's just, you've literally restricted it so much, you've suffocated the fucking life out of it. That's what I'm getting, Cancer. Cancer. It could be to do with the Cancer. I said a water sign. It could be to do with the Cancer. You've literally, Capricorn, you've suffocated the life out of it, which is a very actually a very Cancer thing to do, to cling on so tight that it suffocates it. But this is what you've done. You've sucked the life out of this relationship, this opportunity, whatever it is that you're trying to control and stop changing. If you continue doing that, you're going to suffocate the life out of it, and you need to let go of that control. It's the control you need to release. Let the inevitable happen. Let it happen. Otherwise, something much more inevitable and bigger and finite is literally going to come in and end it. You're going to cause irreparable damage if you do not let it change. It's like the Titanic. It's like they saw the iceberg too late, and you just sort of think, if they'd seen it earlier, they could have changed direction. It's like they saw it earlier and just went, the inevitable was going to happen. I'm quite happy. I want to go that way, regardless of what fucking iceberg's in the way. Then they've churned it up and they've gone, oh, we're sunk. It's done. It's sunk. It's like you are sailing the Titanic into an iceberg that you are aware of is here. It's like, you know, it has to change. The change is there. It's happening. And you're going, fuck that. I'm going that way anyway. And it's like the universe has tried to divert you from that. And you've gone, fuck it. I'm going to sink this ship. Sink or swim. Sink or swim. My way or the highway. And that's what you need to release, is that need for control, Capricorn. You cannot control everybody and everything. Yeah, well, you're going to end up alone. If you continue on that path of controlling everything, you're going to end up on your own, and everything around, it's going to feel like everything you touch just rots away, and you're going to be in that mindset. And the Five of Pentacles is that isolated, out on the outside, cold. If this is to do with a family situation, by the way, You are so unwilling to listen to somebody else's point of view that could literally change your whole relationship if you just have one honest conversation where you accept criticism, constructive criticism, I might add. Not just because it's negative doesn't mean it can't be constructive. If we don't know where we're going wrong, we can't learn and evolve. I think you've got to this point, Capricorn, where you don't want to hear that you're wrong. You don't want to hear that your decisions that you've made were wrong. You don't want to review the case notes, so to speak. You don't want to go back. You want to keep this picture perfect, happy, like, look at that. It's all peace and harmony and light and stability. And it's like you want to maintain that so much. You want to maintain that card so much. That's the first card out. So much control that this is what you're willing to go through. You're literally going to drive it through the darkness. You would rather destroy everything, kill off everything that you have with this person or situation, purely because you don't want to be wrong. You don't want to accept negative criticism. You would go through this much darkness just to be right. Just to say that you weren't wrong. And it's always like you're looking out for somebody else to be wrong. Like, oh, what have they done? Oh, it was that you did. That's why it's wrong. That was your decision. You made that decision. I'm here. This is my position. I'm right. You're all wrong. And you're so defensive about it. So defensive. You just sit there like you're entitled for everybody to just dance to your tune. And that you're not. You're not. You are killing off everything with your refusal to acknowledge anything that isn't the way you want it to be. Okay. They won't go back in. What's come up is the Three of Cups. This could be 3 kids, 3 people, 3. I think it's people that you want to sort of reconnect, and I want a reunion. You want to be able to love them and be open. Whoever it is that you've got this relationship with, these 3 cups, that you feel you should. It's almost like you feel that you should all come together and it should be amazing. But I think the effects that have been going on, and if this is like you're the parent and that's the kids, and everything I spoke about in the beginning of the video applies to you and your kids, this is what I think you hope it would be. Like you come together and it's like an amazing, yes, it's family time together, we can't wait. I think for them, because of how it is between you all, and your refusal to listen, it's always somebody else's fault. You're quite quick to tell them what they do wrong, but you're not very willing to accept what you do wrong. And when they say to you, yeah, but it's this, and you go, no, it's this. And it's like you're very defensive when you get any sort of negative criticism. It's always something else somebody else has done. In some ways, it's time for you to be a fucking grown up and listen to what they are saying. Because to them, I mean, this is what I think you think everything's like, and this is what it's actually like. Like, you dig into them so much and don't take anything back that it's just like, they're kind of done. They're kind of just done with you, and you've just... If this is like, it feels like you haven't got any friends around. I'm really sorry this is a negative reading. I'm really sorry. But it's like you kind of want to meet up with your friends, but like you've put no effort in. It's like you put no effort in. You expect everything to come to you. You've put no effort in with them. You've not contacted them to see how they are when they needed you. When they wanted you out for an evening, you made excuses for whatever reason. And they're just like, no, we don't want to do that because we're kind of done with you, because we've tried with you before and we're the ones that get hurt, not you. And it's like, if they don't do what you want, you're quite quick to chuck on the guilt trip. And they're like, we don't want this emotional blackmail anymore. We don't want this manipulation. We don't want it. And it's like, I don't think you even see it, but you kind of need to just put down that defensive front where it's always someone else's fault. You're quite quick. You're You need to be a little bit more accepting of criticism, positive. You're quite happy to take the positive, but you won't necessarily take the negative. And equally, I don't think you put in as much effort to them. It's almost like, well, I gave you that. It's like, if this is to do with you and your children, it's like, well, I gave you that and I gave you that and I gave you that. You should be grateful for that. And it's like, but you're a parent. You're supposed to give me shoes. You're supposed to give me clothes. You're supposed to, do you know what I mean? You're supposed to clothe your child. You're supposed to feed your child. You're supposed to do whatever. You're supposed to, at some level, people always try and give their child a bike. They don't give their child a bike and say, you should love me for that. You should come to every birthday because I'm your mother. And it's like, always like something will clash with it and you'll go, but that's my birthday, so I should trump that. But when it's their birthday, I don't think you quite put the same effort in. It's like, well, it's your birthday. You had like, I did all that when I did all your parties when you were younger. What is it you want? What do you mean? You're like 40 now. Why do you need a birthday present? Oh, okay. It's that sort of like, why do you need a birthday present? Because you're my mum, and surely even like just taking the time to make a little something doesn't have to be expensive, does it? You just go, oh, I saw this picture and I thought, oh, they love that. Do you know what I mean? It's just, but when it's the other way around, you're like, oh, well, they didn't get me anything. All right, okay. Well, why is that? Because you don't have a relationship, so they don't know what to buy you, or it's about putting back. You can't just keep taking. I'm getting that it's almost like you kind of put it in the very beginning and then you're still trying to pay out. It's like having a savings account and you put money in like 10 years ago and you think there should be, you put like £100 in 10 years ago and you think there should be like 150,000 in there, and there's not. There's like £200, and you're going, well, I should have more than that in there because I think there should be. And it's like, well, no, there's not, because you've not put more money into the account. That's why there is only £200 instead of 150,000, because you didn't put anything in to maintain that level of investment to have that amount come out. You can't just take and take. You have to give. What is the outcome of this for Capricorn, please? I'm really sorry this is depressing. Hierophant. So there's a chance to do some learning. This could involve a Taurus as well. Your child could be a Taurus. If this is to do with a parent-child, adult parent-child relationship, is a Taurus. You could be quite straight-laced. They could be quite boho and into different things that you're into. Different belief system, possibly. As in, they could be like, you could be quite straight-laced Christian and they're probably like quite bohemian and they're like a touch of Buddhism, a touch of spirituality, whatever. They may not even have a faith. It's time to listen to them. Let them guide you how to move the relationship forward. Be open to learning and gaining a different perspective, because I don't think you've this is an adult child. They're not a child anymore. You can't talk to them like they're a child and expect to control them like they're a child. You have to listen to them and respect their views and wishes. They may see things from a completely different point of view, and instead of minimizing and belittling them, going, well, that's fucking stupid, isn't it? Why do they think that? It's going to be, you need to go, oh, actually, yeah, I never realized that before. I'm so sorry I never saw that before, but now we can learn from that and we can move forward. It's about personal growth in a spiritual way as well, because when we acknowledge our weaknesses, we can build them into strengths and adapt and change. A lot of the time you get angry and frustrated because you don't know something or you've done something wrong, and instead of learning from it, you just stand there in a position where you're just like, I'm not wrong. Again, there's an opportunity to learn, change perspective, be a bit more flexible. Let them know that you're there, that you do love them. You do love them. It's not about material things with you. Just because, yeah, be calm and approachable. Don't be over emotional. because I think you can get a bit over emotional when you're angry and upset and feel cornered. Stay calm. Don't try and emotionally manipulate people. It's my pet hate and pet emotional manipulation. But the card that's come out for the outcome is the Star. There's hope and healing. Aquarius, that's kind of January, February time. There could be real move forward if you're putting the work in with them, healing and that. Because they're gonna, if this has gone on for a while and you feel like there's a huge gap, huge distance between you emotionally, it's going to take a little while to put it back. You're going to have to put the work back in consistently. If you get what I mean, you're going to have to put effort in consistently. You can't just go, oh, I've put an effort in, why aren't they coming back into my life? I think you realise you've got to heal wounds. There's a lot of wounds to heal. A lot of, yeah, see, Four of Swords is healing as well. Healing, repair, calm. It's emotional. You have to be willing to listen, to communicate with them, to take on board what they're saying to you. Because if you don't take it on board, they're not going to respect you enough to take the time to listen. If you're not actively listening and acknowledging what they're saying to you and making efforts to do repair work, they're not going to want it. It's respect. If you were saying to them there was something wrong and they didn't change, how would you feel? You've really got to start putting yourself in the other person's position. Is that enough? Am I doing enough am I maintaining this relationship enough? If you're wondering why they don't come running to you every time there's great news, they go running to another, if they're married, if they go to their in-laws more than they go to you, you've really got to wonder why, in a way, because you're like, well, I'd kind of like to be the first port of call. Instead of going, I want to be the first port of call, why aren't they coming to me? Go, well, why aren't they? What is it? What am I not doing? And then speak to them and go, what, you know, we've broken down somewhere. You know, I could have helped you with that if you'd needed me. If you need me, I'm here for you. Don't even guilt them with the whole, I could have helped you with that if you bothered to ask me. It's because I feel like that I think you go in with the intent that I could have helped you. I can help you if you want me to help you. I'm more than happy to help you. But it comes across as, well, I could have helped you if you bothered to ask me. Because you kind of really resent the fact that they didn't choose you first. But there's a reason why. It's easier for them. You've got to wonder, you know, if you're their parent and they're going to their in-laws before you, why are their in-laws more approachable? Why do they feel more comfortable going to someone that's been in their life a few years compared to someone who's been in their whole life? You know, where has it broken down that's that? What do you need to release is the card that's come through. What do you need to release? Which I believe was the question. Is there any other cards for Capricorn, please? I just feel really mean saying all this to you, but it's almost like you need to hear, like, you need to have a look at how you deal with this person, how you deal with this relationship. You know, why are you having these issues? Have another card for Capricorn, please. There you go. Look at the bigger picture. So yeah, absolutely. Taking a step back and seeing what's going on, and the end of a tough cycle approaches, which is that healing that can come in if you just take a step back and look at things from their perspective, what they need. I just think it's a case of miscommunication down the line. Or it's not even miscommunication. I don't think you had communication. I think it was they didn't do what you wanted, so you shut them down. Like, don't be so silly. You didn't take on board. I think you've got to learn to listen, take on board, process, act on what they're saying, and feed it back. And it's going to take a little while for that to get to repairing what's been done, but you will get there. The star card is there for healing. I'm really sorry that was negative, Capricorn, but I really hope that it saves what relationship you have with your child, friend, sibling, whoever it is that you've got there. I know it hurt. I know it's horrible for me to say that, but you kind of have to do a bit of inner reflection and say, have I maintained a relationship? And I think that's the key thing. Have you maintained a relationship, or kind of sat back going, I'm your mother, I'm your father, you owe me because I'm your parent and I did all that for you when you were little. How would you feel if your parent did that to you? And this is supposed to be the person that loves you unconditionally and you can count on them in any storm. And if they're going, you owe me, are they going to come to you so that they can owe you more? Because I think that's why they don't come to you when there's a problem, is because it's like, I do want the help and I would love for you to help in that way, or, you know, I'd love for you to be that person that we go to or can help us in this way, but I don't want to owe you. I don't want to owe you emotionally for something you financially provided or materially provided. Or it's like, instead of being a parent that you can call on, you know they're going to be there. If you need them in the middle of the night to help you with the kids, you know they're going to turn up. Not it's a favour that you're going to owe them for years, and you can go around telling people you did. Oh, I rescued them in this situation, or, you know, well, when they got themselves in this shithole, I got them out by doing X, Y, Z. Well, that's great. Why are you exposing your child's flaws and a period of their life they're probably not exactly proud of, and you're telling everybody just so you can brag what you did? Great. What does that say about you? That's not loving someone unconditionally. That's dragging your child in their most vulnerable moment through the fucking ringer publicly. And I know it's like you going, well, I love them so much. Look what I did. I saved them. Great. You don't have to tell everybody to get public acclaim for something you did, which you should do anyway because you're their fucking parent. That's the problem, I think. That you think they owe you and it's your right to brag about what you did or didn't do. I would rather, personally, that my kids call me when they need help rather than being able to tell someone that one time that they called me for help and then chucking that in their face over and over again. Well, I did this for you, didn't I, when you needed me? Yes, and I said thank you at the time, and yes, I am always grateful for that. Well, I did that for you, didn't I? I didn't realise it was a tally to keep, that you did this, that and the other for me. Because I don't keep a tally of what my kids ask me to do. I don't even keep a tally of what food they've ate each day. I'm not saying I'm a better parent than, it's just unconditional love doesn't keep a score, doesn't keep a tally, and you don't have to brag because the payoff is in your child being a part of your life because they know they're loved unconditionally. And I think you just need to build that back up. Do things without the reward of a constant acknowledgement that you did that for them. Because when they start thinking that they owe you, they don't want to. It's like saying the bank giving you £10 and then going, here's a £10 reward. And then they go, oh, we're going to charge you £10 a month for this £10 reward. Or £15 a month for this £10 reward. And you're like, but I didn't ask for this. It's like, you're not going to keep doing it, are you? Because you're just going to keep owing the bank by taking this £10 now and then. It's costing you it's costing you. You're not going to ask the bank for more money that keeps costing you. So, do you see what I mean? You'd rather go to your in-laws that will give you the loan interest free. Does that make sense? Anyway, I've waffled on enough. Anyway, Capricorn, thank you so much for watching. If you've watched that all to the end, thank you very much. Yeah, I hope that you can fix whatever that is. Whatever is going on, I hope you can repair that. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below if it's resonated in any way. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again soon. Bye for now. Namaste.